So many different things we can do to our lawns, but do we really have to do them all? Well, I guess spring is here because we've had a lot of rain. Gosh, it poured last night. No chance of even getting out in the lawn today, but you know what? It's really not even Bermuda grass season yet. But still, while we wait, we start thinking about all these things we could possibly do to our lawns as the season gets going, and it can kind of get overwhelming because there's so many things we could do, but do we really have to do them all? We're going to talk about a few things today. In particular, we're going to talk about dethatching, aerating, and leveling your Bermuda grass lawn. Do you have to do those things? When should you do them? Am I going to do them? I'll answer all of those questions. But if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. For all those that are regularly here, you know how much I appreciate you. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. All that stuff keeps me motivated to keep bringing you these videos that you want. But I'm going to show you my lawn today because I'm going to tell you right now, it kind of looks terrible. I'm not coming out of the winter where I would like to be, but I want you to follow along this season because I'm going to show you that even though I'm not very pleased with how it looks right now, it's going to look great in no time. And to answer one of those questions I already posed, am I going to aerate, dethatch, or level this season? The answer to all three is no, I will not, but I'm still going to have one killer looking lawn. But yeah, right now, killer is not, killer in a bad way might be the way to describe it. Gosh, it just looks, I mean, it's thin in spots. This is kind of the result of a late season scalp I did last year after I got the California trimmer. Then we got some cool temperatures and it just never rebounded and filled back in. And I think I had some other issues going on. Maybe a little fungus, what I thought was ants towards the end of the season last year. Turns out it wasn't ants at all. I got worms. This is all the result of worm castings, and it's in several spots around the lawn. But you know what? That's a good sign. If you got worm castings on the lawn, you've got really rich, nutritious, organic material, so I can't really complain about that. But aside from all the issues I'm dealing with, I actually kind of find that a little bit more fun because I get to bring it back to its glory from a not so ideal state. So make sure you follow along this season and I'll show you how I do that. But the funny thing is this is all the hybrid Bermuda. If you've been following along, you know that when they put in my lawn when the house was built, I got kind of a hodgepodge of Bermuda varieties. This is the common Bermuda. Look how much worse the common Bermuda looks than the hybrid. Same thing on this side. You can see how there's some hybrid mixed in there, but really the common is the worst looking. Just deal with what I got and roll with the punches. Okay, the questions. I've already said I'm not going to do any of these things, but maybe you think you want to dethatch this season, you want to aerate this season, and you want to level your lawn this season. When should you do those things? The easy answer to those three questions is you should do all three of them when the Bermuda grass is actively growing, vigorously growing. And that time is when those overnight lows are in the 70s and those daytime highs are up there in the 80s and 90s, the hot weather that Bermuda loves. So don't even think about doing those things too early in the season. It's just too much on the Bermuda lawn as it's coming out of dormancy before the hot weather hits. Just hold those off until it's actively growing so it can fill back in and recover as quickly as possible. So that gets your timing out of the way of those. When it comes to dethatching, Dethatching Bermuda grass is not something that you necessarily have to do. You may never have to do it. If you regularly scalp your lawn, especially in the springtime and maybe one other time during the season for a height-of-cut reset, then Bermuda grass does not have to be dethatched on a regular basis. One way to easily tell is just get down on your turf and rub your hand across it. And if you can't easily get down to the brown soil, then maybe you've got a thatch problem, but really some thatch on the lawn isn't that bad. A 1/4 of an inch of thatch is a good thing. So really, if you're just getting a thick, spongy layer of thatch, maybe you better think about dethatching your Bermuda grass. But again, if you scalp it regularly, at least once or twice a season, most of the thatch problem is taken care of and you shouldn't have to worry about dethatching a Bermuda grass lawn. Aerating, you know what, aside from some spot aeration where I had some spring dead spot last year, I have never fully aerated my lawn. I kind of, feel like Bermuda is such a beast and an alpha grass that it spreads so quickly and grows so vigorously that it'll grow on concrete that I don't think having really hard red clay soil has hurt my Bermuda grass. It certainly looks good. Even the areas that I spot aerated with the hand aerator, I couldn't even tell the difference that I did anything after I did them. So maybe it's just something you want to do as that extra bonus to your lawn. Again, I don't think it's necessary with Bermuda grass, but certainly something you can do if you're just feeling extra gung-ho this season. The third one, leveling. Should you level your Bermuda lawn? Look, if you're scalping a lot and you've got big dips in the lawn and you want to just go lower and it's not possible because you just got bumps all over the place, hey, I've leveled twice, once the last 2 seasons, and it does make a huge difference, especially since I switched over to reel mowing. It makes it much smoother and more favorable to those lower heights. So of those 3, if I were going to pick one that I would put at the top of my list, I would certainly put leveling at numero uno. And I did a playlist last season. I'll leave a link to it down in the description below. It's a 4-part series on everything you need to know to level your Bermuda lawn with sand. So you'll want to check that out. I also did another video last season all about aeration, the difference between core and spike aeration. I'll leave that down in the description section below so you can get caught up on that. And as far as dethatching goes, I've never done it, so I've got nothing for you there. Just make sure if you're going to do it, you do it in the active growing season for the Bermuda grass. So I guess what you could take from this video is if you're a Bermuda grass lawn owner and you see all these other folks out there really getting after their lawns when it comes to dethatching, aerating, overseeding, which is a whole nother story when it comes to overseeding Bermuda grass lawn, don't get this like feeling inside of, oh my gosh, I'm getting behind. Look at all these things I should be doing to my lawn. Because Bermuda grass is just a different animal, and I'm not telling you you don't have to do these things. I'm not telling you that they're not good for your lawn. I'm just telling you that they shouldn't be at the top of your priority list when you consider the 4 basics that we always talk about here on budget lawns. Mow frequently, water properly, fertilize regularly, and get a pre-emergent down to prevent weeds. Those should be your 4 main objectives for any lawn season, and those other things are just kind of the icing on the cake. They'll certainly help you have an improved lawn, a better lawn, but they are not necessary to have a great looking lawn, especially if you are on a time and money budget, which that's me right here on budget lawns, because I'm just a regular old guy, or gal just like you are, that I work all the time, got a wife, kids. I'm busy in my personal life, and I do this to just get out in the lawn and escape, and I make these videos for you, so hopefully you will see that you can do it too. If you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. I answer every single comment, and some of those questions turn into videos all about those questions. I love talking to you. I love getting to know you. And I really, really appreciate you being here for each and every video I do. But that's all I've got for this one today. So I'm going to sign off right here, and we will see you next time.